Now we'll take this and build on it. So what is it? Well, let's start with Rn. Rn is, well, let's maybe R4 we'll start with. Remember R4 was 0.25 times f of 0.25 plus f of 0.5 plus f of 0.75 plus f of 1. That's what it was, right? Okay, so we're going to call, this was the width of all 4 rectangles. We're going to call that delta x, so a little piece of x. This was x1, we'll call this x2, we'll call this x3, we'll call this 1 x4. So in general, you have, or just some random function, and n, you imagine this n here is some positive integer, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16, 32, whatever. You have delta x, and then you have f of x1 plus f of x2 plus, well, you keep on adding these things until you run out of x's, and you get that thing. We typically take the delta x and move it over here. So let's do that. So move the delta x to the right of the expression. Now, we're going to take the limit as n goes to infinity, right? So limit of Rn is limit as n goes to infinity of this expression and that's our expression for lim Rn. Okay. Now we're going to build on that for the following definition. Let me just paste it on here and oh boy, move it around. So this definition builds on what we were just talking about. So it's a lot of words there, but I want you to look at this expression here. You see how this right here, let's get the green out here. This in green here is the same as this in green here. Okay, they've used the summation notation to summarize this. This is summation. From I equals 1, you're starting at 1. And you stop at n, f of xi delta x. Let's get our close bracket back there. So pause and write all this down if you haven't done so already. We have the definite integral. Now, this was built up from area, but it is not always area. Okay, you'll say to yourself, well, this thing here is the same as limit Rn. But it's not quite area because, well, let's just make that as a note for now and then come back to it later. Um, so this definite integral of f from a to b is not always the area under f from a, let's say x equals a. This is sloppy x from x is equal to a to x is equal to b. Okay, it is the same thing if the function is, non-negative, is positive. Okay, important thing to note here.